Hi, everyone. My name is Shayan. I'm sorry, I was just talking on mute. So nice to meet everyone. I am a second-time founder. Formerly, I built Curegram.com and Sick.org, which in the following slides, I'll briefly talk about it. PowerHouse is an AI-powered software assembly line. What it means is that we have brought the software development lifecycle to the cloud, and we allow companies to plug into that assembly line instead of building their own, which that is the common practice in the software companies. The story comes from the company that I built previously. It was called Sick.org. During COVID, we were able to scale to about $20 million in annual revenue. And the only reason we couldn't scale beyond that was not because the demand was not there, but because we couldn't scale the functionalities that we want fast enough. We launched the service. So during COVID, we were generating about $200 profit per COVID test that we were selling. And we realized that our test sites are limited to the radius around them for people that could serve. And we thought if we can deliver COVID tests to people's house, it would generate a lot of money. And we launched that service, and overnight, it went from 0 to $3 million in monthly revenue within 1 or 2 months. And we got to a point that we could literally not scale beyond. And you can imagine that literally across the table, there's $100 million that you can reach out and grab, and we couldn't do that. And the reason was that we had reached our operation capacity, and we had to build softwares to dispatch the drivers and manage inventory and so forth. And all of the work were, custom software. Now, the problem was there's a lot of people who work remotely. The remote workforce is pretty huge, but we couldn't scale up and down very quickly because we couldn't identify what is the capabilities of people, how are they available for work or not, and a few other factors. So it was a very painful experience for us, and I remember those days, and it was kind of a mission for me that in my next company, that's what I'm going to try to solve. So if you're an employer, there are multiple problems that you face with remote work. One of them is that you don't know whether or not they're being productive. It's very difficult to measure their productivity. It is very slow to ramp them up in your project and onboard them. Like they're oftentimes working full time for a company, and they're not available quickly for them to join a project. And development speed is low, which I can explain about that in a different slide, that how we use AI in order to further speed that up. So the vision that we have for PowerHouse, which is kind of becoming alive, it's basically coming to fruition, is a VP of engineering or a CTO can plug in PowerHouse to their project management tool, Jira or whatever. They can see a list of tasks that we import from their Jira. They can see a price for each task, and they can just make a payment, and those tasks get done within hours or days. Now, we have been active for about 6 months, and that, like I said, that vision to some extent has come to reality. The way it works is that currently in the traditional product development, it's a human that writes product PRD, which is product requirement documents, and there's humans who write codes. And in order for us to speed up this process, we have also integrated AI. So a lot of the PRD is written by AI and it's reviewed by human, and a lot of code is also generated by AI and also written by human. But what the end result is for the customer is really that they are able to get work done faster, cheaper, and it's a scalable model. We call it an elastic model, which can scale up or down. So you don't need to maintain an overhead of full-time employees. It is a challenge of almost every company that they never have the right amount of work. Sometimes they're underworked and sometimes they're overworked. And you can see that challenge existed before AWS with servers, that a lot of companies had a lot of servers that they didn't use. And a lot of companies had needed more servers that they had to go like to different websites, buy them. It was quite challenging, whereas AWS solved that problem. So we only charge for outcomes. We do not charge for hours. And employers don't need to work about team building. It is elastic and it's done by us. They just need to tell us what they need to get done and we'll get it done for them. And also employers do not need to worry about monitoring remote workforce, which is a challenge of a lot of employers, and that's why they're asking people to come back to office. Customers love our solutions. We have, like I said, they have been active for about 6 or 7 months. We're currently adding about 2 to 3 customers a week, and we're scaling that up. The team that is engaged, we started with 2 co-founders, myself on the operation and development side, and I met a gentleman who is very strong in sales, and he leads the sales and lead generation, and I lead the assembly line operation. And there are also 70 other people who help us with different teams. We have multiple teams that I've only mentioned 5 of them here. We have talent acquisition team, lead generation team, operations team, data reporting team, and finance team. And together, about 70-something people are running this company. We have grown in terms of manpower, we have grown about 10x. And in terms of customers, we have grown a little less than that, but currently we're in the scaling process of the lead generation and revenue. That's all. Thank you. If you need to reach out to me, you can find me on LinkedIn, or you can email me, shayan@powerhouse.so. And here's my phone number, so I'll pause on this screen. If you want to take a photo or send me a message, I'll be available.